The MCU timeline is always adding new content to it, and well, the last 5 years it's been all over the place. Prequels, side stories, where does it all go? And how does this affect the latest offering, aka the Thunderbolts? So in this video, that's exactly what I'm gonna go over. Where in the timeline does the film take place? And where on the timeline does the film end? Because this is crucial. Okay, so when we look at the MCU timeline, when we look at the events of Thunderbolts, naturally there's always confusion with the timeline, but now more so than ever because of one specific moment, and that's the post-credit scene jumping us 14 months after the events of Thunderbolts into the events of Avengers Doomsday, and well, we're kind of just left sitting there going, well, when does this take place? So for this, we have to specifically look at the events of Thunderbolts, but also the events of Captain America Brave New World. And this tells us exactly, like literally down to the month of when the Thunderbolts takes place, and specifically when Avengers Doomsday takes place. Okay, so for starters, what we're going to do is talk about Captain America Brave New World. And that film takes place at the end of 2027. And this is when we find out that Bucky serves half a term. She points this out in Thunderbolts. So if he's serving less than half a term, that means it's less than a year, because a full term is 2 years. So you got to pay attention to this. Now, one could argue that maybe it's early 2028 at this point, but I'm just going to go with it's late 2027, just by the nature of it, and possibly fall to early winter, because when we see Washington, we see that the leaves are changing color, so this lines itself up as earlier in the year, we had the full-on cherry blossoms, which blossom in early spring. Less than half a year puts us around fall to winter. It's not a full year, bringing us into spring of 28. We're towards the end of 27 in Washington. Everything here tracks. And then you got to jump forward 14 months later, which would therefore put us into either 2028 or 2029. My guess is that puts us into winter of 28. Whether or not it's December or January or February or whatever, it's somewhere right in there. And now we kind of understand that they're jumping ahead. They're giving themselves a little bit more wiggle room, like they did with the 5-year time jump after Endgame, or with Infinity War and Endgame. But again, they lost a lot of time due to a pandemic and everything, and their plans kind of fell apart to be years ahead of the current timeline. So they're doing that here again. So yeah, in terms of the timeline, it's pretty simple. Captain America Brave New World is the furthest in the timeline, followed by Thunderbolts. Right in there, you're going to inject Daredevil Born Again. It can either be between them or alongside of them. And then, 14 months forward, Thunderbolts ending, start of Doomsday, in late 28 or January 29. Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will, and if you're so inclined and would like some additional content from us, which includes unfiltered content and bonus discussions, we do offer exclusively in our member section. We hope to see you there. So thank you for watching, and have a good one.